All right, let's close with something that has gone reviral, and it's a subject that we talk about frequently, periodically, I think, at least on this show. We talked about it a little over a month ago when we did our non negotiables for the 2024 season. And number one on that list was no fall weddings, but, there are exceptions to the rule. And we don't have to be so black and white with this because even as someone that is outlining how much that is just a bummer to be able to not have that fall Saturday that obviously all of us listening to this want to be able to have, and going to a wedding is not exactly what would be our first choice. We have to make some sort of exceptions to this. And this doesn't have to be the most black and white thing in the world. Or if you just say, "Oh, I won't do it. I absolutely can't go to any of these things whatsoever, and it's worth ruining friendships doing all that stuff." Let's find some nuance, okay? And it does make you a casual if you find nuance to this. And I realize that there are certain days that are different than other days. Ben Stevens, my guy, a tweet that went very, very viral about that slate October 12th. Everybody's talking about it. I mean, pull it up right now if you haven't. We've got Ohio State, Oregon. We've got Texas and Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. We've got Ole Miss and LSU, Penn State and USC in the game that everybody's going to be talking about, the Ryan Bamford Bowl. Of course, Mizzou at UMass. Look, I'm not sitting here telling you that if you get a wedding invite for your college friend for October 12th, that you need to be there with bells on and you need to be there in full support of this. Yeah, if it's a situation like that, send them a nice gift. They don't care as much as you think they care that you're not there. I can promise you that. Send them a nice gift. Enjoy your fall Saturday. Do what you can. But here's why I bring this up, and I'm sure plenty of people are in this spot as well. And yeah, you might feel like you want to have that black and white approach to this, but I'm telling you, you don't. I have a buddy that is very likely going to be married next year. My buddy Anthony Glorioso, one of my best friends, one of my three best friends in this world, and I'm not missing that wedding. Okay, I'm not missing that wedding. I'll tell my bosses, I'm not missing it. I haven't missed a wedding, or I haven't missed like fall Saturdays outside of maybe two, I think, in the 10 years this will be doing this job. So in my 11th year, I guess maybe there's a chance I will miss my first real fall Saturday, because the only other two fall weddings that I have had to go to, like without a doubt, my buddy Bronson, I've told this before, and my good friend Emily, they both got married during Cupcake Week. I can guarantee you that was 0.00000% of their thought of when to be able to get married. My buddy Bronson, big time Iowa fan. Yeah, he wasn't really considering that. That wasn't part of it. You don't have to ruin friendships over this. If you're going to be in that wedding, in that fall wedding, I'm telling you right now, you got to be there. You got to be there. And I know that sucks, and you might disagree with that. But if someone is saying to you, "We want you to stand in our wedding," you need to be there. But as I said with the non-negotiables, be there with a plan. In today's day and age, you don't have to be as stranded as you think you are. And I understand certain weddings are middle of nowhere. Maybe reception isn't great. YouTube TV. I mean, how many apps are there? Like Spectrum, if you got cable, whatever. You can watch this stuff on your phone. You could be able to watch it during the entire time. Let's say you got a 4:00 wedding, right? You don't have to necessarily walk out until 3:45 or something like that. And even if you're in this wedding and you're doing the thing where you're getting ready, maybe you're having a drink to kind of calm the nerves, whatever the case may be, you can have your phone out. Who cares? If one of my buddies had busted out a phone during the middle of this and wanted to watch the Iowa game, or wanted to be able to watch whatever big time game was on, I think, what was it? It was LSU and Wisconsin were playing at Lambeau that day. If one of my buddies wanted to be able to bust that out and watch that, all right, I would have been fine. And by the way, that actually wasn't on my wedding day, now that I think about that, because that was Saturday. We got married Sunday. And so there was only the one game going on. I've mentioned this before. It was Notre Dame in Texas. We're back, folks. Who could forget it? But here's the thing. Have a plan. Go in there knowing you're not going to be able to see all of this game. Part of that plan could be recording this game. If it's out of town, record it on YouTube TV. If it's a game in which your team wins and you're still able to kind of watch and follow along, and you know, maybe get 15, 20 minutes in, because I mean, the wedding is not going to collapse if you don't do the cha-cha slide. I can promise you. If you're not out there for the wobble, and if you're at your table watching 10 minutes of your team, the world will move on. I promise. But at the same time, have a plan. Know that plan might have a couple of kinks in it. Know that it's not going to be your typical college football Saturday, and that's okay. And that's okay, guys. Like, it is perfectly fine to be able to say, my best friend is getting married. I need to be there. I just need to be there. And chances are your team's game isn't quite as important as you thought it was, or you're going to have a lot more access to it than you probably are thinking, because think of the moments in which you absolutely 100% cannot be on your phone. That's ceremony. All right. At most an hour. At most. And then that's probably, yeah, you got some speeches and stuff like that. You're not just going to probably have it sitting there at dinner. But more times than not, you can find a way to be able to follow your team. And if they lose, you're going to want to watch. Are you going to want to rewatch that game? Probably not. Best friends in the wedding, be there. Just be there, okay? It doesn't have to be this big thing. And I realize October 12th is what it is. Not every Saturday is going to be October 12th. And I say that as someone that is not going to miss a Saturday this season. I say that as someone that has kind of veered away from going to games because I don't like missing other games. And I get that all the time. I'm like, oh, so you go to a game every single Saturday? It's like, no, I actually don't, because I want to be able to watch all of it. So trust me, I understand the need that many of you have listening to this who want to be able to soak all of it in. And as I said during the non-negotiable spot, there are only a certain amount of fall Saturdays that we get in this lifetime. No bad Saturdays. We want to enjoy every single one of them. And it's frustrating when we get that wedding invitation. We realize it's smack dab in the middle of college football season. Maybe it's in the midst of a big headliner game. Make those rules. The rules don't have to be as black and white. Again, it was number one on non-negotiables. So I'm not sitting here acting like, oh my gosh, you just need to go to every fall wedding and suck it up and just, stop being so immature about it. I'm saying best friends go to that wedding. Everybody else, a lot more room for interpretation. Send a nice gift. Trust me, they'll get over it. They will. All right. If you have not, leave us a 5-star review. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch every single episode of the Saturday Down South podcast. Follow us on Twitter at the SDS Pod, at Set Down South, at CJ Guerra, at Go So Hard. Thanks, guys. Talk soon.